FINGERTEC's Ingress is an integrated access control management application that runs on the familiar Microsoft Windows operating environment. First thing you need to do is to install the software. Follow the on-screen instructions to install the software. Once you start running the Ingress installer software, you will be prompted to install four important components, which are MySQL Server, Microsoft.NET Framework 4.0, FINGERTEC Ingress software, and finally, the OFA scanner driver. The installation wizard will identify if the components are already in your computer, and will only prompt you to install them if necessary. Proceed with the MySQL installation. Accept the license agreement and select Typical Setup and click Install. MySQL is used as the database as it is the most reliable and up-to-date version of the world's most popular and widely used open-source relational database management system, and it is free. Once the MySQL installation is completed, tick the checkbox to launch the MySQL Instance Configuration Wizard. Follow the on-screen instructions and click Next 9 times. Ensure that the checkbox for both Enable TCP/IP networking and Enable Strict Mode are ticked. The default port number is set at 3306. At the security settings, you are required to enter a root password. Re-enter the password, click Next and execute to start the configuration. This step is extremely important as mistakes while doing this will result in a failure to connect to the MySQL database. This password will enable users to access the MySQL database directly if any changes need to be done. As such, it is recommended to keep the password simple, such as root. Once complete, click Finish to complete the wizard and continue with the software installation. Most of the computers are already built in with Microsoft.NET Framework. Thus the installer will skip this installation for computers that already comes with it. Proceed with the Ingress software installation. Again, accept the license agreement and follow the on-screen instructions. The final component to be installed is OFA scanner driver. Once done, it will prompt you to restart the computer. Do not restart your computer yet and click Finish to proceed to the next step. Once the installation is done, the software icon will appear on the desktop. Ingress installer will prompt the DB installer at the end of the installation. You need to test the server and database connection before you are able to use the software. It is important to know each element and understand what each of them is, and why they are important. At the server window, enter the password, which is the same password you entered during the installation of MySQL, and click Test Connection. By clicking Test Connection, you are linking MySQL and Ingress, which are from two different platforms, and getting them ready to communicate with one another. The connection is established when Update Connection is enabled. Next, click on Update Connection. Here, the user will be created and linked to MySQL. The installer will prompt back, Database connection upgraded successfully. Finally, click on New Database to create a new database, if no databases are available, or upgrade database to update the available database. Once successful, the installer will prompt the message, Database created successfully. Click OK, close the DB installer window and click Finish to complete the installation.